सैनिकों को कोई क्षति हुई है, तो उसका उत्तर है नहीं।
लेकिन रक्षा मंत्री होने के नाते ये नहीं कहा कि पहलगाम में दहशतगर्द कैसे आए। कहीं ना कहीं एक सरकार में एक अहंकार आ चुका है। इंटेलिजेंस और सिक्योरिटी जो फ्रेमवर्क है, एस्टैब्लिशमेंट है, जो लोग हैं जो निर्णय लेते हैं इंटेलिजेंस और सिक्योरिटी की, आज उनमें एक अहंकार आ गया है कि चाहे जितनी भी बड़ी गलती हो उन पर कोई सवाल नहीं उठा सकता। लेकिन आज हम सवाल उठा रहे हैं। नैतिक जिम्मेवारी आपको लेनी पड़ेगी। आप लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर के पीछे नहीं छुप सकते। आप लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर के पीछे ये केंद्र सरकार नहीं छुप सकती।
Sir, they attacked tourists and we attacked terrorists. We did not target Pakistan's civilians. Sir, this is not a reaction. This is a doctrine. This is the Modi doctrine. This is the new normal which Pakistan has now understood. India of today is not the India of 2008. This is very important because this turnaround, this new normal is because of our changed policies.
आपके सभी वक्तव्यों में कहा गया है कि पाकिस्तान घुटनों पे था। आप ही कह रहे हैं अगर पाकिस्तान घुटनों पे था तो सीज फायर की जो सीज फायर जिसको आपने स्वीकृति दी और आप कह रहे हैं कि हमने सीज फायर को माना, अगर पाकिस्तान घुटनों में था तो सीज फायर की क्या जस्टिफिकेशन है? अमेरिका की एक ट्वीट ने आपके युद्ध विराम की घोषणा से पहले की।
The 16-hour debate, which saw repeated interventions by the Home Minister, also had External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar dismissing any speculation that US President Donald Trump played a role in negotiating on India-Pakistan ceasefire to end Operation Sindoor. Dr. Jaishankar said that there was no call between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Trump between April 22nd, that is the Pahalgam terror attack date, and June 17th, the date the ceasefire was announced. His pointed remarks follow repeated claims by Mr. Trump that he cajoled and bullied Delhi and Islamabad into stopping a conflict that escalated sharply after New Delhi's precision missile strikes on terrorist bases and camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Remember, India had firmly and repeatedly shot down Donald Trump's various claims and had also rebuffed offers to mediate a settlement to Pakistan's continued illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir.
On the 10th of May, we received phone calls sharing the impression of other countries that Pakistan was ready to cease the fighting. Our position was, if Pakistan was ready, we needed to get this as a request from the Pakistani side through the DGMO channel. That is exactly how that request came. At no stage in any conversation with the United States was there any linkage with trade and what was going on. Secondly, there was, please listen. Secondly, there was no call between the Prime Minister and President Trump from the 22nd of April when President Trump called up to convey his sympathy and the 17th of June when he called up Prime Minister in Canada to explain why he could not meet. We highlighted that 9 sites had been targeted and we said that our actions are focused, measured and non-escalatory in nature. And we were living up to the commitment that those responsible for this attack will be held accountable. Today, when I hear many questions from across the aisle, I want to say, which one of you imagined that Bhavalpur and Muridke would be brought down the way it was? Which one of you thought? When did you even think of it during your tenure? Did it even cross your mind? In fact, on the contrary, you ruled it out after 26/11. Warnings about China, cautions about China, China is planning this, China is planning that. But sir, I want to remind this House, Doklam crisis was on. The leader of opposition decided to get a briefing from whom? Not from the government, not from the MA, from the Chinese ambassador. He took his briefing from the Chinese ambassador when our military was confronting the Chinese military in Doklam.
Joining me on the show tonight, Prajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP. We also have S. Jyotimani, Member of Parliament of the Congress Party. Ms. Jyotimani, the government perhaps has responded to all the questions that the opposition had been asking for the last few weeks. Is there anything left to be answered that you feel, the opposition feels, that must be answered by the government?
Actually, contradict to what you have said, government hasn't answered any of our questions. What are all our questions? How Pahalgam attack has happened? How government failed to protect the tourists, Indian citizens? Secondly, why Mr. Trump, US President, has time and again claiming that he or the US government made the truce between India and Pakistan. Third thing, how this government completely failed in a diplomatic angle to line up all the countries to condemn Pakistan. These are all few questions which we raised as a responsible opposition in the interest of the country. What answer we have got? Nothing. When Defense Minister started speaking, he started speaking straight from the Operation Sindoor. There is no second opinion that about the Indian Armed Forces capabilities, valor and sacrifice. We salute their service to the nation and we deeply grieve the sacrifice they have made. But the point is how the Pahalgam attack happened. When Honorable External Affairs Minister spoke in the floor of the Parliament, he said, Mr. J.D. Vance, US Vice President, has called the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, 3 hours before this terrorist attack and warned the Prime Minister. To which Prime Minister responded that if that is the case, they have to face the consequences. That means till Mr. J.D. Vance called the Prime Minister, there is no intelligence for the Indian government. That is why they couldn't prevent this terrorist attack. They couldn't prevent the lives of the tourists. It's very clear. There is shame that such a country like India does not have any intelligence input till the third country, US, has warned them.
So
this is a very clear that there is an intelligence failure. Okay. By now, Amit Shah ji should have been resigned.
Okay,
let me finish. Give me 2 minutes. Let me finish it.
Sure, ma'am.
So second thing is, we repeatedly asking why Mr. Trump has been claiming that he made a truce between Pakistan and India by bullying India in the name of terror. So there is no unequivocal answer in the floor of the Parliament by the External Affairs Minister. Okay. He simply said there is nothing. He never mentioned the US President name and his claim. And actually he disowned his claim. He simply said there is no such thing happened because we, even in the floor of the Parliament, while he was speaking, we were demanding answer, but he refused to say that. That means neither he said actually, they simply say, no, Mr. Trump, US President claim is wrong. Simple, but they are not ready to say that.
Okay.
Third thing, he himself read the statement of the many countries. 1 minute, last 1 minute, I make my last point. In the floor of the Parliament, he said he read out the statements of the many countries. He said, excluding Pakistan, only 3 countries not making the statement in support of us. All other countries condemned the terrorist attack and also condemned the cross-border terrorism. But no country has made a statement against Pakistan, who's sponsoring the terrorism in their soil against India.
Okay, so
this was not the case when Congress government was there. Congress government with their diplomacy lined up all the countries against Pakistan in favor of India. This government is completely failed. This is a weak government. It's failed in diplomatic front and all other front to protect this country. Now we are worried and concerned that actually what will happen to this country in terms of internal security.
And the opposition is asking, was there an intelligence failure because Pahalgam terror attack happened? Could that have been avoided? Second, the role of Donald Trump. What Dr. S. Jaishankar said today was that there was no phone call between Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi from the date, of course, on 22nd of April when the Pahalgam terror attack happened. Mr. Modi got a call from Donald Trump. It was for sympathy. The last date, which is on 17th of May when the entire ceasefire happened. Until then, there was no call whatsoever. The opposition says that answer is not satisfactory. It has to be a direct response, because Donald Trump has said not once but multiple times about his role in ensuring ceasefire. So what is the response to these two questions being asked?
At the outset, let me ask the opposition parties, especially the Congress, as to why they should be disrupting the normal functioning of the parliament for so many number of days. I am a parliamentarian. I was looking forward to holding this particular session of parliament where I would contribute, I would ask questions, and I would be of some use to the people of my constituency. They derailed the whole process of parliament functioning for full 6 days. Only 4 weeks in this session. First week we could not do anything. It was a complete wash off because of the opposition parties ruckus, and especially the Congress trying to lead this entire ruckus which was happening. Now, under Rule 287 of the Parliament of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha, we have the Business Advisory Committee, which met and decided that on Monday, right from 12 noon, there would be discussion on Operation Sindoor. We were ready for discussion right from day one. Again, we reiterated in the BAC, we wanted to talk. Why didn't we start the meeting today at 12 noon? That's the question from the Treasury benches. We had to waste 2 hours again. Taxpayers' money getting wasted because of the whims and caprices of all these people put together. This is the first question. I think they should be absolutely responsible to the citizens of the country, and they should know that the citizens of the country, 140 crore Indians, are watching them and their antics. This is one part. And number two, let me come to the issue of Operation Sindoor. On April 22nd, something happened which should not have happened. All of us have been grieving about it, and I think we will never ever forget what happened in Pahalgam. And then thereafter, the government and the armed forces did whatever it could do. And at this juncture, I must say that at that point of time, of course, the opposition parties, including the Congress, came forward and supported the Prime Minister's move in the country. And you know what? Within the circumstances, we did our best, and we are completely transparent about what we did. And today we have heard all our leaders. The Defense Minister has been heard. The External Affairs Minister has been heard. A couple of our MPs have been heard. And some of us who have been as part of Operation Sindoor to different countries know what happened. So I think in the best of interest of the country, we did whatever could be done. And for the first time, I think the entire nation got to know what was the intention of the government as far as Pakistan was concerned. Absolutely zero tolerance, no fear of nuclear blackmail. An act of terror would be an act of war henceforward. The new normal, Prime Minister's security doctrine. I think every Indian got to know about these things in very clear terms. And all of us, 7 delegations, went to 33 nations. And we tried to set our narrative right. Yes, there was a communication war between India and Pakistan. I agree. But then, as far as this communication war was concerned, we wanted to win even this war. We wanted to put the narrative straight, and all of us, irrespective of political parties, we put forth our views very candidly, very cogently, and very emphatically in all the nations. I was part of one of the delegations. We went to 5 Far East countries. And I think the response of the countries everywhere was extremely heartwarming. So I think these people have to create disturbances in every parliament session, and they did this time. They know what happened during Operation Sindoor. They had certain questions which have been answered partially, I would say, today. And tomorrow, our 2 leaders would be answering their questions. The Home Minister would be talking between 1 and 2 p.m. and thereafter we'll be listening to the Prime Minister in the evening hours. So I think whatever the gaps anywhere, if they feel, I think all these will be answered. Now, let me tell you, all the countries, most of the countries came forward and sided with India. Not only these 33 countries we went to, but I think all the countries, whether it is Quad, whether it is BRICS, all the nations actually supported the move of the country, and we have a right to self-defense. So I think whatever we did in the interest of self-defense, we did not touch any Pak civilian. We had ethics even in our military exercise. It was a highly meticulous military exercise, I must say, and we showed our military prowess in those 3-4 days.
Okay.
But you know, there was a question from Mr. Gaurav Gogoi and other Congress people and other opposition leaders. Why did we call it off on 10th May? Why did we listen to DGMO Pakistan? DGMO Pakistan called us, and none other than the External Affairs Minister and the Defence Minister said, we did not call, they called us. And they requested for stoppage of the war. No, let me tell you, let me complete.
Yes.
No, let me complete. Now here, war has never been a choice of India. We are a peace-loving country. We focus on development. By 2047, we have to be among the developed countries. So I think we do not want any kind of disturbance within the country, and that is why we went for peace, and we listened to the request of DGMO Pakistan.
And even as the debate was happening in Parliament, remember there was an encounter which took place in Jammu and Kashmir, and politics has erupted over the encounter in which 3 terrorists, including the Pahalgam attack mastermind, Congress MP Imran Masood, in fact, questioned the timing of this encounter. He asked, how is it that the terrorists were elusive for 3 months and got killed on the day of the debate in Parliament? The BJP has hit back at the Congress, saying that the party is politicizing the Pahalgam attack and the killing of the terrorists. Let's listen in to what Imran Masood said, and then I'm going to come back to the 2 members of Parliament.
अरे रक्षा मंत्री बोल रहे हैं, रक्षा मंत्री को पता नहीं कब मार गिराया। रक्षा मंत्री के बोलने के बाद गौरव गोगोई जी ने सवाल उठाया, तो आपने 1 मिनट के अंदर मार दिया आतंकवादी। कहाँ से ले आए आप? कौन था वो आतंकवादी? क्या उसका कनेक्शन है? उस कनेक्शन को कैसे साबित हुआ कि आपने फटाक से इधर बोला? गौरव जी ने आपने फटाक से बता दिया कि हमने एक मार भी दिया। इतना तेज नेटवर्क है, अगर इतना ही तेज नेटवर्क था तो पीओ के ऊपर तिरंगा फहरता हुआ होता।
अभी तक ये सवाल उठा रहे थे कि पहलगाम के मास्टरमाइंड या जो टेररिस्ट थे कहाँ गए। अब अगर सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेज लगातार जो ट्रैक कर रही थी, तो आज अगर उनका इनकाउंटर हुआ तो एक तरह से जहाँ हमने पाकिस्तान में उनके सारे हेडक्वार्टर्स को नेस्तनाबूद किया, आज उनको भी अंजाम में पहुँचा दिया जो पहलगाम के मतलब टेररिस्ट है या उनके मास्टरमाइंड है। तो अब इस पर सवाल उठा रहे हैं। इससे साफ है कि वो केवल राजनीति कर रहे हैं।
Jyotimani, this comment which has been made by a party MP, is that what the sentiment across party is, that the encounter which happened today, is it really timed with the debate in Parliament?
Maria, I request you to give equal time.
Yes, ma'am,
I'll answer your
that.
question.
I have timed both of you.
Before that,
equal, yes.
No, you haven't. You haven't. It's okay. See, I'll make my point. My colleague from the BJP is trying to deviate the issue. It's not we the opposition stalling the parliament. We want to have a discussion on special intensive revision of the voter list, which removed 65 lakh voters from Bihar. Tomorrow your vote and my vote, anybody vote will not be in the voter list. The election commission will say you and me are not Indian citizens, so there is no election. BJP does all kind of corruption, but now they invent the corruption in the voter list. That is why we fought, because we are fighting for the same 140 crore Indian citizens voting rights, because that is very vital for the Indian democracy and the electoral transparency. When come to the point, see that whatever the Imran Masood said, that's what actually we asking a very important questions. When the perpetrators of the Pahalgam attack is not booked, is not brought to justice, our Indian army put us in a very advantageous position. Even during that time, why the ceasefire was agreed by the Indian government? Precisely we are asking the question. These terrorists who killed our people, killed our innocent tourists, should have been brought to justice even that day itself. Why it need 3 months? That's the question we are all asking. Then you said, as per the External Affairs Minister's claim in the Parliament, Mr. Trump hasn't spoken to Mr. Modi after this Operation Sindoor has started. It might be true because External Affairs Minister himself said it was not Mr. Trump who warned Mr. Modi about the terrorist attack. It was Mr. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, has called up Modi ji and warned. There could have been not necessarily Trump would have impressed upon Mr. Modi, Mr. Vance or anybody, Mr. Foreign Minister of the US or any official would have impressed upon Mr. Narendra Modi to agree to the ceasefire in the name of trade or whatever behind the scene actually the deal has happened between the US government and Indian government. The point is Indian government, Mr. Narendra Modi as a Prime Minister succumbed to the third country's US pressure and agreed to the ceasefire when we are in an advantage position. First. Second thing, there is one more important statement made by Mr. Foreign Minister. He said, Mr. Trump called Indian Prime Minister when he was in Canada and expressed his issue to, he is unable to meet Indian Prime Minister in Canada. Why Mr. Trump unable to meet Indian Prime Minister? Because he has to host the Pakistan army chief in the White House. This never happened in the history of US. It never happened under Congress party rule. He declined to meet Indian Prime Minister. Okay. Instead, he chose to host the Pakistan general, and they also praised Pakistan when they are involving cross-border terrorism and killing our innocent people. This is the diplomacy of the Modi government. This is the weakness of the Modi government that put India in a very disadvantageous position across the globe. So these are all the questions we are asking. They need to answer.
Respond to the point that has been made by Ms. Jyoti.
But they refuse to answer because they committed a mistake.
Sure.
Number one, the sanctity of the decisions of the Business Advisory Committee must be upheld, and the opposition parties in the Congress must understand this. This is about the Business Advisory Committee resolutions. SIR had been discussed and had been put on hold. So I think this is one part. Number two, let me come to this particular matter. Now, 2008, there were Mumbai blasts. Now, who stopped the then UPA government to start a war against Pakistan? At that point of time, there were suggestions from the army people, but they did not respond. They did not adhere to those suggestions. Number one, they did not do anything. In 2016, Prime Minister Modi's government went for surgical strikes. We are aware of that. In 2019, we had the Balakot strike. So every time, Pakistan has been doing something, we are retaliating, but this time it was enough is enough.
Okay.
And on May 25, 2025, in fact, I must mention it here, United Nations Security Council came forward and issued a resolution, a press note, which said, I have gone through that press note, it said, the perpetrators, the organizers, the financiers and the sponsors of terrorism should be held accountable and brought to justice. Now, the entire world, I would say, barring a few nations, were with India, and none other than the United Nations Security Council was with us. So I think this time we have been able to garner support of many of the countries in favor of India's approach towards Pakistan. And we are completely having zero tolerance to terrorism. Messages loud and clear.
Thank you so much for joining us, Aprajita Sarangi and Ms. Jyoti Mani. Let me bring in General Atta Hasnan now. General Hasnan, really appreciate your time and thank you for your patience. I'm sure you heard this entire discussion which played out in Parliament. Do you think only the appropriate details of this crucial operation was released or revealed by the government and not too much?
Well, Maria, first of all, thank you for including me in your program. I have not heard the entire debate since I have many other things to do in the daytime, but I have gone through the summaries of it. I do realize that what has been spoken is mostly a repeat of what was generally known. I think in the light of the fact that the government of India had chosen to transparently project the ongoing events from 6th of May till about 10th of May through the medium of the DGMOs, the Foreign Secretary's brief, etc., was sufficient knowledge for public perception, for public consumption and perception. Yes, I do agree that in Parliament, people do want more detail, and that is what they have their right to ask for, and they were perhaps asking for it The government was appropriate in its responses because, as I reminded you in the morning, there is only a certain distance to which the government can go in revealing the manner in which operations have been conducted. I'm not saying everything is deeply classified here after an event has been completed, but yet there are lots and lots of operational details which cannot easily be divulged at this time. So I think on balance, when you look at the debate in Parliament, the government has done its bit by revealing what was required to be revealed.
General Hasnain, do political debates, that's something that I wanted to ask you in the morning as well when you had joined us on the broadcast. Do political debates over military operations undermine the morale of security forces which are seen as apolitical?
Not really. No, Maria. I would not agree with that. The Indian Armed Forces are very much a part of democratic India. We equally vote at the time of elections. We are citizens of India, all of us. And I can assure you, a lot of people follow these debates in Parliament with a great amount of interest. And we debate them ourselves to see how much has been revealed and how much more could have been revealed and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, we respect what the government has revealed, and we also respect equally what the opposition has been clamoring for. This is the spirit of democracy with which I think we should view this entire issue.
And General Hasnain, even as the Parliament was debating Operation Sindoor, there were some developments which happened in Jammu and Kashmir. And of course, that is also being questioned by the opposition, and one of the Congress MPs has said that was it really timed, was the encounter timed with this operation, with the debate in Parliament?
That's a slightly unfortunate allegation. Now, if there's a coincidence by which someone, a perpetrator of an incident, of a crime of the nature of Pahalgam, has been traced with the help of technical intelligence, lots of human intelligence, tremendous amount of patrolling, etc. And it just happens to all come to the head on the very day when Parliament is going to be debating Operation Sindoor. There is really no fault of the organization which is really carrying out this operation. There was a brilliant Special Forces unit which was conducting this operation, and I have great appreciation for that unit. They have served under me too, and I have conducted many operations through them. They were very, very professional in their approach in an area which is an extremely difficult area, I want to assure you. The Dachigam forest is a very, very thickly wooded mountainous area where finding terrorists is something almost impossible. Having achieved so much, I think it's not very fair really to question the armed forces or the army itself about its intentions or the government at this particular time. I think one should all be joining together to actually convey our appreciation and a big pat on the back for having a job done very well. 3 months it has taken to do this tracing. I can assure you, in an environment in which there is no electronic intelligence available, everything is quiet. There is the ether in the valley is absolutely quiet, and despite that, they have been able to go on and home on to this hideout. I think it's a tremendous achievement.
Before I let you go, General Hasnain, as someone who watches politics and has been on the front line as well, would you say that this discussion which has begun in the Lok Sabha, of course it will be happening in the Rajya Sabha also perhaps tomorrow or day after, really achieved what it set out for?
I'm not sure. I'd be very judgmental if I said anything about that. But the need for such a debate, I can definitely comment upon and say, yes, there's a need for it. And I think both have been fair. The opposition has been fair in questioning things. Somewhere they may have gone overboard, perhaps. The government has been very, very balanced in giving out its responses. And I think this is in the best spirit of democracy, the manner in which we see democracy.
All right, General Hasnain, always a pleasure speaking to you, sir. Thank you for your perspective and your views. now is the former Home Minister and senior Congress leader, Mr. P. Chidambaram. Mr. Chidambaram, I appreciate your time here on NDTV, sir. A major consensus has been reached today, and one of the key demands of the opposition to have a discussion on Operation Sindoor in Parliament has started. Are you satisfied with what the government has said today, sir? And so far, of course, and are you looking at some specifics in the response of the government?
I'm not in the Lok Sabha. I have not listened to the debate in the Lok Sabha.
Yes.
I was on a flight, so I don't know what the government has said. I'll read it in tomorrow's newspapers.
Mr. Chidambaram, of course, this emanates from your tweets earlier today. While your questions on the ground, on the background of the terrorists may be perfectly legitimate, but there's a large section of public opinion, sir, that will see that as giving a clean chit to Pakistan because it's coming from a former Home Minister of India. Additionally,
far from it.
Doesn't it tantamount to compromising government efforts in punishing perpetrators, because only a few days ago, India's diplomatic efforts yielded success in the resistance front, that is the TRF, being officially designated as a foreign terrorist organization. So, Mr. Chidambaram, my question is, what is the risk in maintaining that the terrorists came from Pakistan?
No, I have no doubt that the terrorists came from Pakistan. And I have complete faith in the NIA. After all, after I took over as Home Minister, I passed the NIA Act and I notified the NIA on 31st December 2008. I have complete faith in the NIA. All that I want to know is, and I asked in my interview, and I'm wanting to know, what has the NIA found? NIA only said so far, to best of my knowledge, that they have apprehended 2 persons who are charged with giving shelter to the terrorists. Now, those persons who gave shelter to the terrorists should know who are the terrorists, should know their names, should know where they came from. So why has that not been disclosed, not entirely, disclosed in a way that will satisfy public opinion? I have no doubt it is the terrorists from Pakistan. Maybe there were some terrorists in India who helped them, like these 2 guys who sheltered them. But we must be taken into confidence about what the NIA has found. And that is the thrust of my question.
Mr. Chidambaram,
Thank
of
you.
course, you'll be speaking in the Rajya Sabha tomorrow. And
I don't know if the party is given my name. Certainly, I'll speak. Yeah.
And as Defence Minister Rajnath Singh began the Operation Sindoor debate in Parliament, security forces scored a massive win today by gunning down 3 Pakistani terrorists in an encounter near Srinagar, 2 of them involved in the Pahalgam terror attack in which 26 innocents were murdered in cold blood. Suleiman Shah, a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist, was identified as the mastermind of the April 22nd terror attack that shook the nation. Security sources have confirmed that he was among the terrorists killed in the encounter this morning. Today's operation, which was called Operation Mahadev, neutralized 2 other terrorists, Abu Hamza and Yasir. Yasir too is believed to be among the Pahalgam killers. Security forces from the Army, CRPF and Jammu and Kashmir Police were part of this joint operation. And joining me now is Tej Taka, who is the brother of martyred Corporal of Indian Air Force, Tej Halyang. Tej Taka, ये सवाल है कि आज ऑपरेशन महादेव हुआ है, क्या आपको लगता है कि जो पहलगाम टेरर अटैक में जिन लोगों की मौत हुई, जिनमें आपके भाई भी थे, और उसका रिवेंज ले लिया गया है, क्या इस ऑपरेशन के बाद, इस एनकाउंटर के बाद फाइनल क्लोजर होगा?
पहलगाम में जो मेरा भाई और जो 28 जो टेररिस्ट को जिन्होंने मारा है, उनको मारा है बोल के अभी जस्ट थोड़ा पहले मुझे खबर मिला है आपका ये न्यूज़ का माध्यम से। तो ऐसा है तो फिर बहुत अच्छा बढ़िया अच्छा बात है, खुशी खुशी की बात है। मैं पिछली बार में जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ था उस समय में भी आप लोग का एनडीटीवी का माध्यम से मुझे ये इंटरव्यू लिया लिया गया है। तो उसमें भी जिक्र किया था कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बारे में क्या आप लोग को आप लोग का परिवार का तरफ से ये फैसला से आप लोग का कितना ये है सेटिस्फाई है। तो उस समय में भी मैं बोला हूँ आप लोग का ये जो आपका न्यूज़ को टेररिस्ट ये जो आपका ऑपरेशन सिंदूर जो आपका जो भारत सरकार ने जो इंडियन आर्मी ने नेवी और इंडियन आर्मी ने जो एयरफोर्स लोग जो किया है उससे तो मैं बहुत संतुष्ट हूँ, बहुत सेटिस्फाई हूँ। एक भारतीय नाते होने के मैं बहुत संतुष्ट हूँ। लेकिन वही है कि इसमें मेरा एक शंका था कि इसमें जो पहलगाम जो अटैक में जो 3 टेररिस्ट जो फोटो में जो दिखाया गया था तो उन लोगों को इनकाउंटर में या कहीं से भी ट्रेस नहीं कर पा रहा था। तो उस बात को सुन के थोड़ा सा मैं दुखी लगा हूँ कि वो ये जो एक मेरा छोटा भाई होने का बावजूद तो उसमें थोड़ा सा मैं डिससेटिस्फेक्शन था। तो उसमें भी मैं बोला हूँ कि आप लोग का अगर माध्यम तरफ से कुछ गवर्नमेंट को या कुछ प्रेशर दे पाएगा तो बहुत बढ़िया है। तो अभी सुनने को मिला है आपका ये इनकाउंटर में मारा गया बोल के, इससे ये बात को सुन के तो मैं बहुत खुशी हूँ।
तेज, पहले ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ और अभी इस एनकाउंटर के बाद आपको लगता है सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस ने ये बता दिया है कि जब प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने ये कहा था कि वो टेररिस्ट और उनके हैंडलर्स के पीछे जाएंगे, उनके खिलाफ एक्शन लेंगे, उन्होंने किया है?
जी हाँ, मुझे तो मैं भारत सरकार से मैं पहले में विश्वास था उन लोग छोड़ेगा नहीं। जो इस जो घटना निर्जय ये घटना जो घटा है जैसे तेरे जो ये टूरिस्ट पर जो हमला किया है ये तो इनह्यूमैनिटी काम किया तो टेररिस्ट लोग जो अगर हाँ ये बात को सुन के तो मुझे तो ये क्या बोलेगा बहुत खुशी हूँ और भारत सरकार पर भी मुझे गर्व है और भी आगे में भी जारी रहेगा। उन भारत सरकार तरफ से जितना एक्शन ले सकेगा और ये आतंकवादी और टेररिस्ट के खिलाफ जितना अभी भी ट्राई कर ही रहा है, जितना हो सके भारत हम लोग का धरती इंडिया का ये सोइल से जितना हो सकेगा टेररिस्ट को हटाने के लिए भारत सरकार ये ट्राई कर रहा है। मैं भी रोज टीवी पर देखता हूँ, न्यूज़ पर देखता हूँ, कहीं कहीं पर ये बहुत सारा टेररिस्ट को इनकाउंटर में मारा गया है, कहीं पर ये अरेस्ट किया है। ये सबको तो ये सब सुन के तो मुझे तो लग ही रहा है कि हाँ भारत सरकार ना कुछ तो काम कुछ ना कुछ एक्शन तो लेगा बोल के मुझे पहले से भरोसा था।
तेज, आखिरी सवाल मेरा ये है कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर पार्लियामेंट में हिंदुस्तान की संसद में बहस चल रही है और ऑपोजिशन के नेता ने बहुत सारे सवाल उठाए हैं, उनका हक है वो सवाल उठाना कि ये ऑपरेशन सिंदूर किस तरह से हुआ। आप इस बहस को कैसे देखते हैं?
मैडम ये इंडिया का ये जो पॉलिटिक्स से मुझे इससे क्या कहेगा, मुझे क्या कहूँ ना, ये तो हर छोटा मोटा चीज पे हर छोटे मोटे चीज पर तो सवाल उठाते रहते। भारत सरकार तरफ से तो जितना हो सके उन लोग तो जवाब तो दे ही रहा है, एक्शन तो ले ही रहा है। वही है कि उन लोग का विपक्ष का जो अपोजिशन में है उन लोग का काम ही है ये सबको वॉइस उठाना, एराइज करना, ये है वो है। उनसे तो मैं फिर क्या कहूँ, और उन लोग का काम भी है उन लोग का अपोजिशन, अगर ओपोजिशन में बैठना है तो कुछ ना कुछ भारत सरकार का जो खामियां है कुछ कुछ खामियां को ढूंढ के उन लोग को एराइज करना उन लोग का तरफ से भी ठीक ही है। तो मेरा ख्याल से तो ये आपका पहलगाम में जो जितना भी जो हादसा हुआ उसका इंतकाम मीन्स इसका ये तो कभी ना कभी तो ये मिलेगा मुझे पूरा विश्वास है।
जम्मू एंड कश्मीर की एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने ये कहा है कि अब टूरिस्ट्स पहलगाम और टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशंस जो हैं जम्मू एंड कश्मीर वहाँ पर जा सकते हैं। क्या आपके परिवार को वो हिम्मत होगी कि वो फिर से जाएं? इस आपके परिवार ने एक सदस्य खोया है, उसके बाद क्या हिम्मत आप करके जा सकेंगे? क्या आपको लगता है पहलगाम अब सेफ है?
मैडम उसका बारे में तो मैं अभी क्या कहूँ, मेरे न्यूज़ में भी तो मैं देख ही रहा हूँ कि ये कश्मीर का बारे में। और अभी भी मेरा एक छोटा भाई जो हाजंग से जो बड़ा जो बड़ा भैया इससे बड़ा वाला, वो भी हम लोग का देश में सेवा कर रहा है इंडियन आर्मी में। वो भी इस वक्त अभी जम्मू कश्मीर में तैनात है सर्विस पे।
All right, Tej Taka, thank you for joining us. We have Dr. Tara Kartha, former Director of National Security Council of Secretariat, joining us. We also have Major General Sanjay Soy, who is a defense expert, joining us. General Soy, how do you look at the encounter today and the questions that are being raised around it?
In fact, I would say that this was very, very important. Phase one, I mean, in part one, we were able to neutralize the perpetrators of terror and terrorists who were sent to India, and their bases were attacked. However, like what Tej Taka had brought out, that people were not satisfied till these terrorists who killed the innocent people. So that it was very, very important to gun them down. The armed forces were after them. The search was on. I have served 7 times in Jammu and Kashmir. I know that it is very, very difficult, as General Hasnain had also brought out. These are thick jungles and areas almost 100 kilometers with caves and rocks and everything. And there are some small percentage giving shelters also to these people. So it is very, and they're not wearing any uniform. There's no identification marks. Okay, this is a elite terrorist, or he's a terrorist, he's a normal villager. So it's very, very challenging thing for armed forces. However, they took 97 days, but 2 of them were gunned down. One of them was actually special groups of, or special troops of Pakistan Army who had retired and joined the terror organization. Is it by intention or as a second inning given by the Pakistan? Very much possible to lead the terror small groups. I'm happy the kind of weapon system which were recovered from them, the grenades and weapons, I think they could have carried out another attack somewhere. We had this killing them has probably prevented yet another attack on innocent civilians and on Kashmiriyat and on on Indian people. So I think my compliments to the team, paras, the Jammu Kashmir Police, CRPF. This was joint operation, and intelligence, of course, was there, technical and human intelligence. People of Kashmir who provided the human intelligence, because they also know that they are fed up of these people. They want to live normal life. We saw the kind of outrage which was there after Pahalgam attack. So I'm thankful to them. My salute to the local people of Kashmir who have also provided the important inputs. Myra.
The security forces, it is being seen today, avenged the Pahalgam terror attack. Suleiman Shah, who was the alleged mastermind, has been killed in this encounter. Of course, this was called Operation Mahadev. In terms of the success, first Operation Sindoor and now this encounter, one would say that the security forces have been relentless, but then there is a political question that has been asked today by one of the Congress MPs.
Are you asking me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
See, I'm so glad, by the way, that the Major General said that, he thanks the Kashmiri people. Very few people say that.
Yes.
This is a punishment on the Kashmiris. And really, in much of the country, people don't understand what they're going through. Number 2, rising from counter-terrorism operation, it's very difficult on them. So what they talk of getting to find where the terrorists are involves human intelligence, involves searches. It's a very, very hard task where even the local people will have problems with the kind of counter-terrorism operations which you have to carry on. So at every time, Maria, it has taken time to get terrorists out, because this is not like I was saying on a show. This is not like Mumbai, where you caught the terrorists because of a fantastic ex-army constable who was there. Otherwise, even he would have got away. These are in forests. It will always take time to get them. So this constant pressure as to where's the proof, where are the people, why haven't you arrested them? Come on, look at history. The history of counter-terrorism operations. It takes months, sometimes it takes years to get hold of them. And nowadays, you would know, you've been covering this for so long. Look at these people. They are just, I don't know what to call them. They are virtually soldiers. They are living in the jungle. They are sustaining. They, normally what they do is they will pick up provisions from a dead drop somewhere. So even sometimes the person who's giving them food doesn't know who they are. They will talk to their handlers, bypass the communication towers almost entirely. We have to break their communication system. So it's not like it was earlier. I mean, when we were part of it, where you had the towers, you could listen in, you knew where they were. When a tower became active, okay, that's a Jaish-e-Mohammed tower. It's all changed. So these, I would say, they are virtually irregulars. Don't call them terrorists. They are irregulars, which means they are somewhere between a regular army and a terrorist. They are trained like that. So when opposition is calling for saying, why haven't you, understand this, the reality on the ground.
All right, Dr. Tarak Arta and General Soy, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. On that note, we are slipping into a short break. Coming up would be an exclusive with the new chess winner. Divya Deshmukh joins Rika Roy in just a bit.
Well, in the latest episode of Control All Defense, we are talking about a platform that all of you want to hear about, that's Tejas. The big question, we do know it's a great platform, but is it of use for the Indian Air Force going into the future? How relevant will it remain?
तू ही तो है जिसकी सच्चाई वाली क्लैरिटी की वजह से मैं आज यहाँ हूँ।
गोल्ड प्लस सिल्वॉक्सी मिरर्स, ऐसी क्लैरिटी कि आपको सिर्फ सच नजर आए, चाहे कितने भी साल बीत जाएं।
आप एक गुंडे कैसे बिहेव कर रहे हो?
सुनो मेरी
आप तो एक
मेरा Gaikwad is running away from NDTV's questions.
That issue is not before the High Command. It was not discussed so far.
Kolhapuri couples costing $1,300.
The noise we made finally got heard, and it's so nice that somebody took action on it.
Pictures and videos of women that were taken in the Bengaluru metro, now on Church Street and other prominent places in Bengaluru. We managed to arrest both of them.
We are bringing you now, for the very first time, is that the Air India preliminary crash report is out.
This 15-page report into 10 key findings of what really is being said in this probe report.
What's reporting without impact? NDTV 24/7.
Fenesta Windows, beautiful and durable designs. Installation से maintenance की lifelong customer service. आपके घर में Fenesta नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए.
Fine, finer Fenesta.
Now the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves.
And Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate tests.
बदलाव की इच्छा रखने वाले लोग, उनको ये तय करना है कि वो जनसुराज जैसे नए विकल्प को चुनते हैं कि फिर पिटे पिटाए अपनी पूरी पुरानी व्यवस्था में जाना चाहते हैं।
मैं चिराग पासवान पूरी तरीके से बिहार विधानसभा का चुनाव लड़ने के लिए तैयार हूँ तत्पर।
कि जैसे जी मुख्यमंत्री बने हैं, हमारी पूरी सपोर्ट है उनको। हम किंग मेकर की भूमिका में रहना चाहते हैं।
घर से बाहर निकल पाते हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री जी को बताना चाहिए कि इनका जो बिहार में जो सरकार है 50% जो नीतीश जी की मंत्रिमंडल में जो परिवारवादी लोग, वो अपने आप को भी परिवारवादी बोले।
जंगल राज लाने वाले मौका देख रहे हैं।
अपने पुराने कारनामे करने का मौका ढूंढ रहे हैं।
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
The battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves.
And Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash. Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate test.
And here's the first exclusive interview of Divya Deshmukh after she won the Chess World Cup. Divya, thank you very much for joining us on the phone line from Batumi. Give us your first reaction, please.
I am very happy and I'm very relieved that I got my Grandmaster title.
There are only 4 women in India who are Grandmasters. Do you have an idol?
I think there are a lot of things to look up to from a lot of people. I don't have anyone specific in my mind right now.
Divya, how was it beating Koneru Hampi? She's a huge role model, a woman equivalent to Vishwanathan Anand.
I think she's an incredible player and super strong, and I have huge respect for her. And this wasn't our first matchup, so it wasn't something new, but definitely clinching the World Cup has been great.
In having won this, you have also qualified for the candidates tournament. Tell us what's going to be your strategy. Vishwanathan Anand says that you have broken the Chinese wall.
I don't think I've had enough time to even think about it. I was just very invested in the tournament, so I think I need some more time.
Right, I do understand you will need some time to soak in this moment. But before I let you go, one fun thing we saw about you is the nail art. We've seen Mary Kom, we've seen PV Sindhu. What is your about, if you could tell our viewers?
There's nothing much really. It's just a chessboard on the nail.
Very interesting, Divya. I know you're in a hurry. I'll let you go and pick up your World Cup medal, the maiden World Cup medal for India in the Chess World Cup. Divya Deshmukh has become the 88th Grandmaster of India and only the 4th woman. That's all we have for now. Time for a short break on the show. More on the other side. Stay tuned.
फिनिस्टा विंडोज, ब्यूटीफुल एंड ड्यूरेबल डिजाइन्स, इंस्टॉलेशन से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस। आपके घर में फिनिस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए।
Finer Finesta. Is your business future ready? Join the 13-week strategic ESG certification program for business sustainability and growth for CXO and business leaders by NDTV, Terry and Zenora. Master global ESG frameworks, gain real-world tools and lead with impact. Starts August the 23rd. Enroll now and power your business with sustainability.